Hello everyone and welcome back to another season of Evil Pinely Summer. You know, someone like Charlie XCX might try to avoid doing the same thing for another year as she's tried to do a cool thing for pop culture. Not me though, I am absolutely fine with doing the same old thing again. I will say though, this year will be different. Last year, I just kept saying it's Evil Pinely Summer all the time.
Evil Pinely Summer.
Evil Pinely Summer.
Evil Pinely Summer.
And I didn't really know what that meant. I didn't really have a solid idea of I just kept being like, it's Evil Pinely Summer. And that's not to say that now I do have a different idea of what that means, but I'll make a larger attempt to figure it out as I go along. Anyways, when it comes to today's video, I truly believe that when you hear the words that are the most relating to this topic, Reddit Island, there is not a cell in your body that believes that what I'm about to talk about today is going to be a success story. Now, what I want to find out is how much is this not a success story? So there we have it, Reddit Island. A crazy story. What a beautiful visual right here to start off this presentation with. In 2010, r/Reddit Island was created. So just so you understand, this is a story that goes on for over a decade. There has been over a decade of a Reddit Island story for me to talk about today. So let's read their sort of plan. The Reddit Island project has the ambitious goal of purchasing an island and developing it as a cross between a small, self-sustaining community and a tourism spot. I'm just thinking of all the great tourist attractions that you can see in Reddit Island. You can go to the town square and gawk at the town fool as he tells you a story that is clearly not true. How about you go and catch the r/Am I the Asshole stage show, where a person tells you a story that is also probably not true, and they are probably the asshole in it. Or maybe not. You're thinking and you're like, maybe they're not. If they are though, you send them to jail. This is not an attempt to create an independent island operating outside the law, nor is it going to be a pirate-based Sealand spin-off. This is about the internet as a community, coming together through social media sites and investing a small amount of time and energy across thousands of people to create something real and tangible. So again, this was 2010s. That was before the internet was very not genuine. They wanted to do this. Here is a good start to private island listings. The idea was to get all the people in the subreddit. They wanted to hit this goal, they say here, of 4,000 people, to get all of them to come together. And I guess in their heads, in that plan, if all of those people could chip in, they could buy an island and live on it. Read through the business plan to get a good assessment of what we are up to and what we plan to do. Please also read the current state of the project because we are pursuing a possible island opportunity in the Bahamas. Okay. Again, thanks for joining, blah, 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 blah. Go get your friends to join as well. This is a real project and we are really going to purchase an island. Here's my first Evil Pinely challenge. Go switch out to your best swimwear. Go do that right now, and then dive into the comments and let me know, do you think that they really went ahead and bought an island? That's the first challenge. This Evil Pinely Summer is crazy. Here it really gets fascinating. At the bottom we see a possible island that they were looking to purchase. $337 per acre. We have over 3,000 people on this subreddit, so I guess the idea was that every single person, in their minds, every single person on this subreddit is a person willing to purchase and then be a part of and live on this f***ing island full of Reddit people. What system of government should rule the island? Really just putting it up there, like, hey, what do you reckon? A republic, maybe? Like a full-on direct democracy, socialist democracy, a socialist, communist, anarchist, anarcho-capitalist, literally all the, just pick your poison. Just a wide variety of things for people to be like, hey, maybe this one? 2 years later, an article was written about it. They were still going at it. Nerd Island. That's not what they're calling it. Adrian Chen. That's not what they're calling it. Just fully going at them straight out the gate. Nerd Island. Could Reddit users create a real-life oasis? There are few places on Earth I could imagine wanting to spend less time than a remote island populated solely by hundreds of hardcore users of the social news site Reddit. I mainly agree with this sentiment. I guess the only thing I'm not fully sure about is calling Reddit a news site. A real-life nerd Shangri-La. I had to see how close my nightmare was to becoming a reality. So in the article, he spoke to someone who said, "A huge draw for me is to be able to raise my son in an environment in a place that is a bit more in my control." Do people understand how hard it is to like create infrastructure? Like bringing your son to Reddit Island is pretty much like bringing your son to like just live on a pile of dirt. It says that they have made meaningless verbal pledges of around $260,000 to the project. I am now going to make a non-meaningless verbal pledge. I guess. This is a bad segue. Nebula! Hi guys, I am partnered with Nebula. They sponsor a lot of my videos, not including this one. This one's not sponsored, but I do wanted to open it up. As you may know, Nebula is a premium streaming service with a lot of great exclusive content, documentaries, etc. I post a lot of extra videos there a month, and I was just wondering, what kind of videos would you like me to post there? Is it videos of me dancing to your favorite TikTok challenges? Is it videos that are more like stuff that I wouldn't usually post on YouTube, for example, like me talking about all the music videos I made? I did a video like that. Is it sillier stuff, like me talking about Will Smith's big comeback to rap? You know, that here's like a little footage of it. Please let me know. Either way, if you click on my link in the description, you can get a Nebula subscription for a year for just $36. That's after it gets slashed with my 40% discount, which ends up being like $3 a month. Pretty good deal in my opinion. Anyways, in 2016, I think people figured out that maybe Reddit Island was not going to be a thing. The subreddit is now closed for new posts, frozen in time as an archive of what was once streamed due to inactivity, and to save it from getting overrun with spam and joke/raid posts. But then, hope returned. In 2021, a Reddit_island was created to revive this great, horrible vision of a thing that should never happen. They decided to give it another shot. Let's buy an island, Reddit. Or maybe we even go bigger. Perhaps even bigger than that. A Reddit planet? So this is 2021, so yeah, we're kind of pretty much close to the present and the current style of jokes and stuff. So at this point, this revival isn't just a genuine thing. There are people coming in and be like, ha ha ha, I'm a funny little guy posting a funny little Reddit post. So as it says in the presentation, there was a mix of irony and sincerity. The idea is to go to Shima Island. So this one has a level of infrastructure, I guess. This seems to be an island that has like buildings that they will, you know, restore. Boats get there, so they'll be able to like go and buy stuff. Here we have an incredible funny joke. Petition for Keanu to be the island representative. We need a tropical paradise. That's an insanely dated meme for like 2021. We need a tropical paradise island now. Ideas, go. GoFundMe. Aggressive takeover. We could always slow down and work on our vision, then attract sponsors and investors. And then that person got pushed out of the window to die. At this point, a very important character is joined into the mix. Introducing Island Owner Alt. Up until this point, this whole thing reeked of chaos. There wasn't like a person leading the charge here in any way. These Reddit people wanted to create their island, but like, did they? They just kept like throwing in one post and like people were like, maybe this. Let me post my own thing now. So Island user Alt made a post on the subreddit saying he owned an island. The island was there. This was like an actual basis. Now a real, tangible island. If people were willing to help with the construction/legal costs, they could use it. Island owner here. This is a throwaway account for privacy reasons. Always a very, very good start. This is 2021 though, you know, maybe this is like, did Mr. Beast own an island at this point? Editor, can you check? Did Mr. Beast own an island at this point? Maybe this is Mr. Beast. That's what people could think, perhaps. I own a small island, about 120 acres, that my grandfather purchased about 4 years ago. Okay, that's not how MrBeast got his island. He got it for a YouTube video. As of right now, I only have a small cabin built on it, and it's been a dream of mine to build a community there for several years now. If you guys are willing to help fund any construction or legal costs, I'd be happy to help set up a self-sufficient society of Redditors there. Please DM me if you're interested, mods. Now, I don't think people understand. A lot of small islands aren't as expensive as you may think. Construction and infrastructure is way more expensive than some islands may cost. Like significantly more. Where's the poop gonna go? Huh? What are you guys gonna do? Where's the poop gonna go? People were really excited. He's the Messiah. Odin is with us. We might do it. This won't be a shitpost service anymore. So, you know, island owner Alt came back, was like, hey, you know, I've done a little bit of research. I have the island. I have the island, which is the hardest bit here. Now, we just need some money to tackle, you know, some of the easier parts of this whole thing. The plan is to start small and grow from there. Anyone willing to aid with construction is encouraged to come help. This is all horrible. The first priority is gonna be running water. Due to the heat, we're gonna need a lot of water, and it'll be due to the heat. I think you would have needed water regardless of heat. We're gonna need a lot of water, and it'll be very difficult to transfer enough by boat. I've been looking into it beforehand and got it authorized. All we need is manpower to dig out areas to lay pipes. Another issue is funding. I've submitted applications for building permits for housing and blah 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 blah. Once those are approved, it'll cost a few $100 to get them officially registered. They need boat rentals, for supplies. He owns a medium fishing boat, but I can only carry about 6 people. If anyone would like to chip in with the costs, my PayPal is that. Any amount is much appreciated. So obviously people were skeptical because what I just read sounds like a huge lie. It just does. You know? Get ready for potentially the biggest scam in recent history, and I'm all for it. Let's go. This person is like, oh, but no, he has like pictures of the island on his profile, and when doing a reverse image search, 0 results. Even if he has the island, even if the island exists, that still can be a scam. We might have something here, fellas. People are like, find the coordinates and like photos of the island, and to show that this is legit, that the island exists. He shared a photo of his deed, and it is indeed there. This cannot be faked. The title is in Spanish, but documents in English. Come on, at least choose one. If you were going to scam people, at least do your homework. I don't know. This is a scam. In a previous post, he said that like, this is, if you were interested, you should come over and like fly to Cuba, which, you know, Cuba, like communism and stuff. Private land ownership was not recognized by the Cuban government until 2018, and free market sales were not allowed until 2011. But this guy's grandpa bought an island 20 years ago, dug into his profile, and he's asking for donations in PayPal, which is not approved for use in Cuba. Do not give this guy money. If he's not running this scam from his parents' house, I will eat my shoe. Firstly, get a life. That's the island owner Alt. The province is legally Las Tunas, as even though it may be closer to some other provinces, this province is placed under the jurisdiction of islands work differently from regular land. As for the coordinates, I honestly wouldn't expect a surveyor in 2007 Cuba to be motivated to do the best job possible. Still a hectic country back then, and the legal systems they had in place weren't exactly top tier. Hopefully this clears everything up. I wouldn't say everything. Now he says, my grandpa used a third party to buy it back in the late 80s. You couldn't buy upfront back then. Third party realtors were still out. So maybe. Eventually more and more people realized, hey, this is probably a scam. So the guy got banned. And then r/island owner Alt posted this. Thanks for your money, suckers. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's bad to scam people. But on the other hand, like, come on. How much did you make? A little over $700. 4 years ago, that's like, well, that's like 2 Switches. You could buy two Switches, I think, for that price. The account's been suspended, you know, for the scam. Now we're in the present. If you go to r/Reddit_island, it's a wasteland. It's done. The dream is dead. Good. Here we have a post mourning the death of this subreddit, Dead Rose. And maybe one day it will make a resurgence. Here we have r/Reddit Island Reborn. Maybe one day everyone will band together and hold hands and go to just a piece of dirt in the middle of nowhere and live a horrible life. You could only hope that they'll get to do that. Alright guys, that was the story of Reddit Island. Please check out my Nebula page, and don't forget to wear your sunscreen and push a guy. Cause that's what Evil Pinely Summer is all about, pushing people. Alright, like and subscribe to show me that you want to join in on my venture, Evil Pinely Island. I swear it's good. I swear it'll be a good one.